Hi, my name's Charles Scott and I'm an administrator at the pikaclub.co.uk. I've been playing Pokemon for over 10 years and yes, I have caught them all.
How to understand Pokemon characters. Now, with over 500 Pokemon in existence at the moment, it's very difficult to know what types Pokemon are, especially if you're only meeting them for the first time or playing a new game where they're just being introduced. So one of the things we do is we try and experiment with different types of moves to try and find out what types Pokemon are. But there are some other little tricks that you can use to quickly identify a type a Pokemon is. We're going to show you a couple right now. Okay, so the first thing is have a quick look at the Pokemon. Sometimes they have identifying marks on them that will tell you what type they are. For example, if they've got a plant or a flower on them, then they're usually a grass type. If they have any kind of flame on them, they'll be a fire type. If they look like a fish, they'll be a water type. If they look like a bird, chances are they're a flying type. If they're any kind of rock or boulder, then they'll either be a rock type or a ground type. One of the interesting things about moves is immunities. Now, sometimes when you try and use a move, it'll come up with the phrase, this Pokemon was not affected by that move. And what that means is that the Pokemon you're trying to fight against is immune to that type of move. Now we're going to go through a couple of immunities just so that you can be aware, and therefore if you ever see that, you know that that Pokemon is the type that it's immune to. Dark types like Umbreon here are immune to psychic type moves. So if you try and use a psychic type move and it says the move fails, it will be a dark type. Ghost types are immune to both normal type moves and fighting type moves. So if you try to use either one of those and it fails, it will be a ghost type. Ground type Pokemon are immune to electric type attacks. So if you try to use a Thunderbolt and it says this Pokemon isn't affected, then it's a ground type. Switch to grass or water. Lastly, flying types are immune against ground-based attacks. So if you use a ground type attack and it says it's not affected, it will be a flying Pokemon. Now remember, Pokemon can be up to 2 types, not just one. So while you may have identified a Pokemon as a grass type, if a fire move isn't super effective, it'll probably have another type that will counteract the fire weakness, such as water or rock. So there's a few quick basic tips on how to identify Pokemon.